Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Interviewing the Wilsonville Staff. I'm Trenton Bonfiglio.
I am Macy Mubka.
And let's go ahead and have our guests introduce themselves.
My name is Zach Kersey, the school resource officer.
And I am Marcus Washington, the school safety and engagement specialist.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, of course, for coming on. Now that you guys have introduced yourself, do you guys want to go ahead and give a brief summary of what you guys do here at Wilsonville?
Ooh, that's a good question. So as the school resource officer, I am a man of many hats. No one really knows what I do here, but I do. So basically, I'm the resource that most kids use if they're having an issue, and I'm the person that kind of triages whatever problem they have and puts it into the appropriate bucket. Does that make sense? So if you're having problems at home or with a teacher or with something else like a classmate, I'll know at least who you should be talking to, right? Whether if it's not me, maybe another staff member, and I can kind of help you find that staff member that can actually help you. And if it's something really severe or significant to where only police would be able to help you, obviously I'm a cop, so I can help you with that too. But the main reason that I'm in the school is to access reporting for all of you, so that all of you can access reporting. Because kids, many people don't realize this because a lot of you are still technically kids, right? People under 18 are the most vulnerable section of our society at large. And a lot of people under 18 don't even have access to phones. And if they do, it's monitored by their parents. So you guys really don't have as many options to use the police as everyone else in society. So by having me in the school, you guys always have access to the police. If you guys need to report something or need to talk to a cop about anything, I'm here. So it's just to give you guys equal access to the police.
Awesome.
My role is as a school safety engagement specialist. I usually like to say I'm just a campus supervisor, kind of just walk around, make sure stuff is safe, and then mostly like what Zach said, just be a resource for students and staff. Our office is always open, and usually a lot of times you'll see a lot of kids in our office, but just kind of talking to us about stuff that's going on. And then we usually, me and my partner Diana, we kind of figure out what are ways that we can help out. Whether it's like, hey, these are the people that you can go talk to, or this is maybe how we've experienced it in our life, and give some kind of pointers. Struggling in school, we have resources with tutors and all that we can always try to help with, and just try to find ways to help the school be a better place, safer.
And can you walk us through a typical day for you guys at Wilsonville High School?
Mine is just walking around. I just kind of walk around, just kind of check stuff, check doors, make sure there's nothing different that could be unsafe around, and just be a friendly face, talk to kids a lot. I'm always kind of talking to kids or talking to staff. I tend to hang out in the library. I feel like that's the most spot that people can find me. Yeah, there's not too much other than that. Is really kind of walk around and just be there.
So my job's a little bit different. Police in general, police, firefighters, all the emergency responders of most cities, we're paid for hypothetical work, all right? Most of the time, I'm not doing the things that I'm being paid a lot to do, right? But then every once in a while, a bunch of bad stuff happens or a bunch of emergencies happen, and then I have to do all those very difficult things that I was paid to do the whole time, right? So in a perfect world, if everything is going smoothly, everyone's behaving, there's no problems, I don't do anything, and it's great, right? As long as there's no issues, I just walk around and talk with all of you and try and make sure that you guys know who I am and I know who you are. So if you guys ever have a problem, we know each other and we can talk about it. Now, if things are kind of going off the rails or if we have an emergency, then I end up doing a lot of work, and it depends on what that emergency is. But in a perfect world, I don't really do anything all day except chat with you guys and hang out.
Awesome. And what are the key safety measures that you guys have both implemented and regularly enforce here at Wilsonville High School?
Okay, ask that question again.
Yeah. So what are some of the key safety measures that you guys have both implemented and regularly enforce here at Wilsonville High School?
Mm. One of the big things I think that, well, Zach's also been here longer than I have, but I think that we've implemented is just making sure doors are locked, which, yes, sometimes sucks for a lot of kids, but especially coming from the FEC building, just making sure doors are locked. I know a lot of doors have been propped open too, and we kind of want to just make sure, like, hey, we're kicking out rocks or whatever stuff is used to prop the doors open. Just kind of being more visual, being more present. So at least, like, if we're moving around a lot, that we might be able to just notice, oh, you don't go here, and just question people instead of be quiet and just let something go. We tend to have a safety meeting where we get to go over a lot of stuff that might be going on. I know we've brought up cameras, and we brought up what else have we brought up? Because that's always my biggest thing. I can't even think of anything else. Doors and just kind of where eyes need to be. Yeah, driving safety has been a big thing. So we have kind of been a little more, just either a few times we'll park ourselves out by the exits during lunch and make sure kids are driving safe, at least kind to, and then whatever happens off campus, we get notified. And so we usually talk to the students after.
All right. What was the question one more time?
Yeah. What are some of the key safety measures that you guys have both implemented and regularly enforce here at Wilsonville?
Got it. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it that doesn't seem like it's important, but it's actually super important. So obviously there's a bunch of physical safety and security things like locked doors and like key control and building access, those things. We don't see behind the scenes, at least from the SRO perspective, is that I'm trained in a lot of those things, right? I actually used to work in a jail, so facility security is something that I used to be practicing a lot when I was a jail deputy. But now it's more of a holistic approach to safety, which includes all of you as students. So one of the organizations that I'm a member of is called ATAP, which is the Association of Threat Assessment Professionals, which is not just about school threats. It's about establishing relationships with the people that you work with so that you can kind of intercept people who are having a hard time before they make any kind of problematic decisions, okay? So one of the best organizations of all time at threat assessment is Disney. And what Disney does is they call it a customer service approach to threat assessment and threat recognition. And all that is, well, have you ever been to Disneyland? Mm-hmm. Right? You go to Disneyland, if you stay in one spot for more than 10 minutes looking at something, a cast member will come up to you, chat with you, ask you how your day's going, ask you who you are. It's just because they're being nice, right? But it's actually a very effective mechanism to recognize behavior that might not be normal. And while you're getting to know them, you can kind of flesh out what's going on. So the best thing that I can do for a safety and security approach in a high school setting is get to know everyone here and build relationships with everyone, because that'll make me way more effective at recognizing people who are here that shouldn't be here, right? If there's a kid from another campus, if someone's having a really bad day, I'll be able to spot that because I know who they are. And if they're acting out of the ordinary for some reason, I'll be able to see that too, and I'll be able to go up and talk to them and see what's going on with them. And one of the best ways to avert any sort of amount of like violence, threats, anything like that, is what they call positive inhibitors. Okay, so having at least one staff member in the building that you like, that you trust, that you're willing to talk to, just having that is enough to keep most people from doing anything dangerous. So I'm hoping that at least by making an effort to get to know people, that I might be that one person that they trust.
That's great. Can you guys tell us a little bit about how the two of you like collaborate to ensure our safety and how you collaborate to support the student population?
Yeah, so one of the big differences between the two of our positions is what we're in charge of enforcing, right? It's specific in my contract between the sheriff's office and the school district that I'm responsible for enforcing laws and not school discipline unless that school discipline is also a violation of law. So I'm very siloed into what I should address, okay? And it's only legal stuff. Whereas Marcus is the opposite, right? He's addressing all of the student behavior discipline stuff. Because of that, we can establish relationships in different ways with students and establish rapport in almost kind of a yin-yang style, right? Where kids can come up and talk to me about things that they're struggling with at school that aren't violations of law, but are maybe violations of school discipline, like skipping class, vaping, other things like that that might be against school rules. But as far as the criminal justice side of things goes, it's nothing I'm concerned with. They can talk to me about all those issues, and I'm not going to judge them or hold them accountable because I can't, because it's not a violation of law, right? And Marcus can also be a sounding board in the opposite way than me, where if somebody wants to talk to him about something that might be of concern about laws and stuff, that, you know, maybe they have a friend that's struggling with some sort of criminality, they don't have to worry about him arresting them on the spot, right? Not that I would do that, but they can talk to us about different things.
Okay, ask that question again. Or how do we like work together?
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Gosh, mine's not as like, I don't think gosh, you said it so well. Yeah, the biggest, one of the big differences is, yes, he is the law. And so a lot of stuff that, a lot of stuff won't really come to him that deal with the school. A lot of stuff that deals with the school, I can deal with. And other than that, I really feel like when there are certain things, like I know that I can hit him up if I feel that we might need some support in his kind of way. Whether like it's a student that's going through a mental crisis or even a medical crisis, something like that. I know I can hit up Zach to get what he needs, the resources that we need from outside. If there's any kind of students that both of us are looking for, like I'll call him, or if he's next to me, like I'll show him the photo of like, hey, have you seen this student? Or this is what we're looking for. This is what's going on. That's how I kind of see that we really collab together, because yes, we are different in our jobs, but at the same time, I feel like we are the same, where we can work really well together.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And how do you guys build relationships that are good with not just students, but also staff as well?
Don't be fake. Like, I don't, that's the only way I think of it is like, there's maybe some stuff that, yes, that kids have done that we haven't done in our lives, but it doesn't mean that we can't still relate to them. I know that's a lot of times that's how my mind works, is I try to figure out how can I relate to a student, whether if it's something that's crazy, like I try to figure out, okay, what is something that I can show that I am understanding what they are saying that I can relate to from my life. Gosh, ask that question again. I felt like I just rambled and forgot the question.
No, yeah. It's how do you guys build relationships with students and staff?
Oh, yeah. Okay, then that was and just kind of be there. Like I don't care really who the student is. Like I want to make sure that whoever it is, like I'm going to find a way to say hi and just talk to them and get to know them, who they are, and yeah, try to find something that I can relate to. And if not, like, shoot, then I'm going to try to find something new to learn about. So then I can understand, like, okay, this is what this student likes to do. Shoot, let me look into this. Oh, this is really awesome. I really like it. I tried it. Like, we have a student who crochets, and I've actually on my Instagram reels, some crochet stuff has been popping up, and I'm like, it does actually seem kind of cool. Like, I wonder if I can try to get into it. It is a little stressful and scary, but it wouldn't hurt trying to find maybe something small, start small with stuff.
I think for me, the big thing is treating everyone with the exact same amount of dignity and respect, regardless of who they are. The way that I talk to you guys, exact same way that I talk to the staff here. There's no difference in my mind, because I'm just talking to people, right? Which might be why I have a way better relationship with some of you guys than some of the teachers, right? Because I talk to them the exact same way as I talk to you guys. Maybe it's not the most professional way, but it's important that I talk to you how I actually talk. And I talk to you in ways that like you talk to each other. I'm not going to censor myself. As long as I'm being professional, I'm not going to try and censor and modify how I talk to present like more like a cop or more like a teacher. I'm just going to talk to you like Zach, because that's what's valuable. because none of that really matters as long as like we're able to communicate.
And lastly, is there anything that you would like to tell the students? Just anything you would like to put out there?
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is apparently I have really bad RBF, and come up and say hi. I'm not usually having a bad day. I'll say hi. I just have one of those faces. It might be the uniform. Maybe it's RBF uniform. There's definitely some RBF going on though.
Maybe it's the gun.
I think it's more of the face thing. It's probably the face.
Bejewel the gun, make it more don't be afraid to come talk to me. I do think I know some students have seen me a little more aggressive, but at the same time I let people know like I'm actually not that mean. Yes, I can be, and I'd rather not want to be, but if I do need to be, then it can happen. But other than that, like I'm a real friendly person. I do want the success for every student, so getting on people will happen to make sure that they are successful, and hopefully they can understand that I'm not doing it out of anger, that my goal is to see everyone walk across the stage, and hopefully in the future seeing them be these really successful people, whatever job it is that they go to, whatever place that they happen to do, and just be successful, have fun. Yeah.
Well said. Thank you guys so much.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming on to the first episode of Interviewing the Staff. I'm Trenton Bonfiglio.
I'm Macy Mubka.
And we will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.
Thanks. Kind of late in the year.